I did my human-induced hazard on the BP oil spill, also known as the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. So the valve broke on April 20th, and oil was flowing from then until basically it was completely sealed off in September of that year. That's the area affected, with the most severe being the darker orange and the less severe being the yellow. The loss from this oil spill was about 4.9 million barrels of oil. There was extensive damage to marine life, tourism, and the wildlife. There were 11 people that were never found and announced dead. And even in 2014, there were record numbers of dolphins dying and marine life damage. The primary response efforts were mostly to try and contain the flow of oil, or to cap it off so that they could clean up the oil that was spilling. They unsuccessfully attempted to close it off with remote-operated underwater vehicles. They tried to put a 125-ton dome over it and pipe the oil into a storage vessel, and that also failed. And they attempted to pump heavy drilling fluids to restrict the flow of oil to seal it off with cement, and that also didn't work. And the first containment booms were put up within 24 hours, and about 100,000 feet were put up, and after that they put up more and more and more to contain it into one area and to protect the coasts and the Mississippi River. The responses after that, after the oil had been capped off and wasn't flowing, was to try and remove the oil from the area that it affected. Corexit dispersant was used, but it was experimental, and it was effective in removing the oil, but there were a lot of environmental harms and experimental things that were never worked out that caused a lot of harm from it. The main removal techniques they used were combustion, offshore filtration, and collection for later processing to be able to use the oil. They were still cleaning 4.6 million pounds of oil and oily material off of the coasts in 2013, and that was twice as much as in 2012. So they were still cleaning off this years after it had ended. It took quite a few years for the oil to be completely cleared off, and even now it's not clear whether it's actually cleared up or if BP is just saying that. The marine life there is still dealing with the extensive impacts from the oil. And there's another map of where the oil spilled in relation to the US. The end.